Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again. We're back in Forza Horizon 5. Last time out, we tried some more Mustangs to get some good luck because the 302 is the current leader, but none of them could match it. They didn't have the grip or the control. The 65 had the speed. It had a ton of speed. It just did a front flip. And the 90s and 80s Mustangs, well, they just couldn't fit the class without losing handling. So they just drifted wide and hit every wall on the track. They didn't do a front flip, though. Let's give them credit where it's due. No front flips from the other Mustangs. And I did try. This Mustang just couldn't get anywhere near it. So now we're going to other vehicles, because we've used all the Mustangs. But Ford doesn't only make Mustangs, so let's see what the Falcon has to do for us. We're going to go Team Australia for the start of this video. We got the Falcon, and we got the Pursuit Ute, and there's another Australian car. I guess not. We could go for the Crown Vic. We could pretend that's Australian for today. So, the Falcon, 450 horsepower, 400 torque. Just for comparison, the SVT Cobra is also very similar with 412 torque. Everything else has at least 450 torque, though. So, the last Mustang and now this Ford Falcon have pretty low torque numbers. And this engine in this Falcon, I think it's incredible. At least sounding incredible. I forget if there's any force induction on it. So 4-speed. Everything looks good here. So I forget what kind of intake we got, but it does sound cool, and it does rev very high. Naturally aspirated. Alright. 4-speed, naturally aspirated. A classic muscle car. Why didn't this car come to America? This looks like a brilliant American car, but it's Australian. Come on, why are you doing us dirty like that? I would love to see this car on the road. So, we don't have torque. We just have a lot of wheel speed. We've seen some wheel speedy cars do pretty good, but they've had some control issues. How about this one? I'm not sure when to shift with this car. I'll try shifting here to see how it works, since we're coming up on the straight part. But I feel like third gear is the way to go. Oh, we do a big two-wheel moment off the rocks. That's surprising, since we do have 10 inches of ride height. How are we going to do for speed across the finish line? We're about even with the ṟᴄᴄ there. Do we have enough grip to take this flat out? No, we do not. Not even close. So I need to set that car up for a corner next time around. I did forget to look at this car's weight. I feel it's fairly lightweight, and it's got a wide body. So it should be like that 챌린저r. Just, down 120 foot-pounds of torque. For the same RPM. However, I'm very sure this is a much smaller engine, like a 6-liter at most. So, it's not an apples-to-apples comparison. Because that engine starts at 7 liters, so it's got at least a liter on it. We're jumping again. I had to really check up there too. I didn't hit any trees, but we were going for the long jump crown this time around, I guess. So I have to brake for this turn. I don't have the grip to try any other way. Yep, a bit of a shame. With a perfect run, maybe I could do it, but I don't have time for a perfect run with only 3 laps. So I had to make do with what I can get. We're a little bit down on speed. I've seen cars above 110. We're only 106, 105 for that section. We didn't hit the rocks this time, so that's good. That was a much better showing for the Falcon this lap around. Glad I was able to give it its fair shot. A 129.2. It's not anywhere close. It's 2 seconds down, almost off of the 302. But it did good. I thought we gave it a fair shot. Yawn. Next up for Team Australia is the Pursuit Ute. Now this is similar to what we just drove in the fact that we have no torque. We do have a supercharger, so we're not naturally aspirated, 5.2 liters. We are heavy though. We have seen with the Dodge Magnum, a much newer car, that it can handle well. The problem is, if we go over the big rocks, we may do a backflip. This is a 6-speed. We don't get those too often this series. It is maxed out with its gear ratios. I forget how wide the back tires are, so I'm going to take away its camber. We have low front ride height, but high rear. Looks like we do have sport brakes, so that's good to see. This is a much different shape than anything that's gone before. The closest thing is the Magnum. I have no idea how this is going to perform around the track like this. I think we're too heavy to be anywhere near that top end. You never know though. Maybe it's got enough grip and a supercharger to help with its top end to actually be usable. Thinking 4th gear is going to be basically my 1st gear. Maybe 3rd gear, if I need it. Hoping I don't need to use 6th gear, because I know that's just an overdrive gear, like, look at that. Now 5th gear it is. Speed-wise, we're about there with the muscle cars. 110 across the big river jump there. We are very slidey across the bumps though. I didn't hit anything, but I'm also not doing great. Fourth gear up the hill. Maybe that helps. I did not choose myself as the ghost. That's my mistake. We're still looking for a 127.3 as our lead time to beat. Oh my. Or a 128.0 for the challenger. Wow. We have a long wheelbase. We don't have much torque. And we weigh a lot. So why is the back end not got any grip on it? I am not confident in this car at all. Every turn, it wants to come around, even though it weighs and like looks like it'll handle good. Just any time of asking for a corner, we're going over. We just a barrel roll. We'll bring it back down. Yeah, this car is awful. Now, maybe it would have been better if it had the rubars on. That would have made it heavier. But it would have all been on the front. Ah, man. This car is a death trap. I'm glad this thing's not over here. Unlike the Falcon, which I would love to see here. This thing would run away. That would run far away from this thing. It's a shame because it's got some good speed about it, like top speed wise. Yeah, I have no grip here. That's quite the shocker. I thought this would be decent. Because like it's supercharged, it's fairly high revving. Looks like it has modern parts, so it would have a good amount of grip like the Magnum. But no, this thing's just... like, we're doing ultimate drifts all over this course. Well, it is good for getting a skill score. If you want to go fast, it's just not the way to do it. We didn't flip over this time. That's a plus, right? No, it's not. Okay. Team Australia, you let us down. I think the Holdens will have something to say about that. But until then, Ford Australians, I don't know what happened with that. I feel like they should have done better, but they actively tried to kill me. There we go. We got the Dodge Challenger time back. So the last car for today will be the Crown Vic. It's heavy, and it also doesn't have a great reputation for being stable over, well, anything. But it does have a lot of torque. Compared to the other vehicles, it has 100 foot-pounds more torque. And even though it says 2011, it's actually like a 2002. They just didn't change it for 9 years, 10 years. So that year is deceiving. It's not actually brand new. We do have a 4-speed. We do have race brakes. Okay, so this thing's not as poor handling as I thought. We do have fairly decently sized back tires. Only a 4-speed. I'm not sure how that's going to do for us. We've seen 4-speed cars struggle here because we're unsure what the best gear is for them. This engine cannot rev as high as I thought. Only 6.5, 6.2 thousand. And now we're at our top gear. We gotta hope this is good enough for us. How is its grip? Okay, its grip is pretty good. For its weight, it's really good actually. And we do have race brakes, so we can actually stop on a dime. We're not fast, but I already have a lot more confidence in this car than I did for the other cars. At least better than the Pursuit U. Can't say there's been a car we've had that I have felt less confident in. Like, that car actively wanted to kill me. I forget if we have turbos or superchargers on it. The boost levels seem like turbos. We're not too fast across the water jump there, only 105. We've seen 110 plus on some cars. And this is a much more modern car, so the clutch is actually pretty good. Pretty good grip, but we do lose out a little bit. Yeah, this car has got some grip, but the gearing, once again with the 4-speed, is awkward. Every car we've had with the 4-speed has been super awkward because I'm tuning the gears to 150. Because we're doing like 141, 142 down that first straight. So you gotta have that amount of gearing. But then for the off-road bit, I don't know. That was a good exit there. It will give us a good run onto our last lap. I pitched it away there. I went too wide. That was a good line there. Turned in nice and early. And the race brakes stopped us on time. Oh dang. That's the first time the back end stepped out on us. I remember on the volcano circuit, that's all it would do. We did build that series for maximum horsepower though. This series, a lot of the time, it's not maximum horsepower. It's usually mid horsepower. On some engines, even low horsepower. Or stock horsepower. So, that's why it's more stable, but it can still show its ugly face. The rear end kicking out. So, none of the Fords we had go around this time were even close to the 302. There's still quite a bit more to go, but we're going to have to save that for another episode. If you guys enjoyed Team Australia's first appearance this series. You can leave a like, favorite, comment, share, and of course don't forget to subscribe as well for more. Thanks, Game Boy out. I'll see you all in the future.